previous video we have covered introduction to algorithmic strategy. That is what is meant by algorithm, what is meant by strategy. In this video we are going to discuss about introduction to algorithmic strategies and what are the characteristics of an algorithm, how to write an algorithm and how to analysis of an algorithm. Now we see about introduction to algorithmic strategies. An algorithm is a finite set of instruction. We already know what is the meaning of finite set. Okay, so it is a step-by-step procedure. If you write an algorithm, it must be the step-by-step description of the problem. That means in sequence. You have to write in sequence to describe the problems. And then it can be implemented in any programming language. If you are writing an algorithm, means that can be implemented in any programming language. For example, if you write an algorithm, you can implement in C, C++, Java, Python or any other languages. Algorithm is common to all the languages. Okay, so algorithm must have input-output data. So if you are writing an algorithm, means you must supply some data to that algorithm and we must describe what is the expected output from this data. That also we must include when we are writing the algorithms. Okay, so data are maintained and manipulated effectively using data structure. If we are getting input from the user, the data can be maintained. We can store the data and we can take at the time of processing. So manipulated means processing the data. So maintained and manipulated by using the data structure. We already discussed the concept of data structure in previous lesson. Let us here I will list out the examples of data structures: arrays, structures, stack, queue, linked list, etc. Okay, so in Python we are using the different data types, that is list, tuple, set, dictionary, strings, etc. So these are all the data types used in Python. So algorithms can be developed to store, manipulate and retrieve data from data structures. So what purpose we are writing the algorithm? Why we are developing the algorithm means in algorithms we have to describe the steps how to store the data, how to manipulate, and if you need the data again we can retrieve from the data structure. So this process can be explained clearly by using your algorithms. So now we see about the characteristics of an algorithm. So we already know algorithm must need a input. Okay, so input 0 or more quantities to be supplied. Maybe the input can be get from the user or sometimes we can assign input from the program itself. That's why I are mentioning 0. So 0 or more quantities to be supplied. Output means expected result. We specify as output. Your algorithm must provide at least one output. Okay, so that's why I are written as at least one quantity is produced. And then finiteness. So we already know what is the meaning of finiteness. So your algorithm must be terminated after some particular number of steps. That is known as a finiteness. So finiteness means should terminate after finite number of steps. So algorithm can be processed and finish the task. So complete the algorithm within a finite number of steps. And then definiteness. So your algorithmic statements must be definiteness. So all the operations should be well defined. So if you want to do some process, you have to specify the process in clear manner. What process can be done, how it can be done, that operations can be specified clearly. If for example, if you want to do the division operation, so get what kind of data we can get from the division operation, how the division process can be take place, that you have to define in correct manner. In division, if they are giving the divider as 0, then what is the result, how it can be handled, that also you have to describe in clear manner. That is known as a definiteness. And then effectiveness. Every instruction should be carried out effectively. So each and every instruction must have the correct specification, correct definition of that process. That is effectiveness means to achieve the desired output. That is known as effectiveness. and then correctness. So there is no possibilities to occur error. If there is any error is occur, that can be handled in perfect manner. So that is known as correctness. So correctness should be error free. Error free means there is no error can be occurred when using your algorithm. That is known as correctness. And then simplicity should be easy to implement. If you are writing the algorithm, each and every step must be simple. That is a simple sentence we are used to write a algorithm, and then it can also easy to implement your algorithm in the programming languages. That is known as simplicity. And then unambiguous. So we know what is the meaning of ambiguous. Ambiguous means confusion. So unambiguous means without confusion. That is clear idea. That is, your algorithm must be right with a clear and give only one meaning. If you are writing some words, means that words don't give some other meanings. Okay, if you are using some words to write the algorithm, means that words is to give clear meaning, what process it can be done without confusion. That is known as unambiguous. That is, ambiguous means confusion, unambiguous means clear idea. Without confusion, you can write your algorithms. And then next one is feasibility. So feasibility means convenient. So if for example, what are the resources we are having, using that resources we can able to achieve your goal. That is known as your feasibility. That is, see here, should be feasible with available resources. Your algorithm maximum use the available resources to produce your output. If for example, if you want to play the song, we must need Bluetooth speaker to play the song, means it's not feasible. So which speaker or player we have, using that we can play the song, means that is feasible. Now you can able to understand what is the meaning of feasible. Yes, so feasible means you can able to get the output with the available resources. That is known as feasible. Okay, so next we are going to see about what is mean by portable. So portable should be common, independent of programming language and the operating systems. If you are writing algorithm, means that algorithm is common to all the programming language as well as independent of programming languages. That is, it not dependent to any on programming languages. Your algorithm must be independent to any programming languages as well as the operating system. It's not, that is, it is not dependent to any one programming language or any one operating system. That is known as portable. So next we see about what is mean by independent. Independent means it is not dependent to any one programming code or any other languages. Okay, so should be independent of any programming code is known as independent. So these are all the characteristics of an algorithm. When you are writing an algorithm, we consider all these characteristics to write an algorithm. Okay, so now we see about how to write an algorithm. So when you are going to write your algorithm, algorithms are generic and not limited to computers alone. That is, here generic means algorithms are general. That is, it is not only used for computers. We can also use the algorithms for other machinery systems also. Okay, that is here specified as generic. So they can be used in various real-time activities. That is, algorithms can also be applied to the regular uses. For here we can see one example, washing machine. In washing machine, how the algorithms can be processed. Now we can see by the videos. Okay, if we consider a washing machine, it used to wash the clothes without the human beings. In this machine also, all the actions is done by sequence. Like and the first step we can add clothes, and then next add detergent powder to the washing machine, and then third step supply the water to this washing machine, and then fourth step close the door to the washing machine. After that after that it should start spinning washing, at last drain the water. So we follow some procedure step by step. The order cannot be changed. The order cannot be changed. Okay. So if for example if we do this process in reverse order, that is first we can dry on the dryer, and then next we on the spinning machine spinner, and then at last add the cloths, means the process does not take place in the washing machine. Okay, so that is so the order cannot be changed. This is also known as algorithm. In the machine, which action when to be taken, this is also a procedure. That is a procedure is also known as a algorithm. Okay, now see a typical algorithm is shown below. So in this you can see how the algorithm can look. Okay, so first we can get some input from the user. We can process the input, and at last we get the output. So input means the data given by the user is known as a input. So we get expected output after the processing is over. So this is a diagrammatical representation of algorithms. Now you can see how to prepare a cup of coffee. So if you want to prepare a cup of coffee, what are the things we needed? That needed ingredients is known as the input. So what are the ingredients? Water, milk, coffee powder, sugar. So these are the ingredients we need to prepare a coffee. This ingredients is known as a input. What process you want to do? So the process here, the process is preparing a coffee, and what is your expected output? That is a cup of coffee. Okay, now now you can see the procedure for preparing a coffee. So now here describe step by step for preparation of coffee. So first what you want to take, that is the procedure for preparing coffee is as follows. Okay, so how to prepare a coffee? First you take a bowl with a coffee powder, and then boil the water and pour it into the bowl, and then filter it. Boil milk, mix sugar and filtered coffee along with the boiled milk. So pour the coffee into the cup to serve. So these are the steps required to prepare a coffee. This procedure is known as a process. So this procedure steps is known as a processing steps. The ingredients needed to add this procedure is known as a inputs, and finally what we get from the output. In this procedure finally we get the output as coffee. So that is your final output. Now you can understand what is meant by algorithm. The step-by-step description about the problem is known as a algorithm. Here what's your problem? You want to prepare a cup of coffee. That is your problem. So what is the description? How the coffee can be prepared? That you can describe in step by step. Here we describe in 6 steps. Each step is finite and simple, easy to understand. So this is a way you can write your algorithm. Finally we get the expected output also. So algorithm is not only used for computer oriented programs, algorithm is also used for the general real life problems. So showing that only we can see this example. Okay, now you can see the assignment for today's class. Today we are going to discuss about how to represent a Python private and protected variables. Okay, so third chapter we discussed 2 topics, and then 4th chapter. Okay, from first question is comes from 3rd chapter. How Python represent the private and protected access specifier, and then why access control is required. What is an algorithm? What is mean by algorithmic strategy? I already explained what is mean by algorithm, what is mean by strategy, and what is mean by algorithmic strategy. That you have to write from here. What are the characteristics of an algorithm? So that's all about today's assignment. Students, you must read this question and write the assignment. Okay, thank you.